This is New Hampshire Public Radio. I'm Liz Bulkley. The firing of cannons marked the official opening of the Northern Forest Canoe Trail last weekend. A ribbon-cutting ceremony was held in Groveton on the banks of the upper Ammonoosuc River. The river forms part of the trail, a 740-mile network of historic waterways stretching from Old Forge, New York to Fort Kent, Maine. Though the trail might represent history and culture or economic promise to some, for three friends from Maine, the waterways define one of the most extraordinary adventures of their lives.
The trail intrigued us, both as a challenge and as a way to experience the varied landscapes of the Northwoods. The real appeal of an extended trip like this is that you can really find a daily rhythm away from the hustle and bustle of the real world. Life is broken down into its simplest necessities: eating, sleeping, and moving from one point to another, powered only by your own strength. Since this summer was the official opening of the trail, if successful, we would become the first official through paddlers, joining Outward Bound instructor Donnie Mullen, who completed the trail in 2000, as the only people to have traversed the entire trail from start to finish at one time. Survey says portages are the most difficult part of the trail so far. Not only is a portage physically demanding, but it is mentally grueling. What can you think about to pass the time when a boat is slapping against your leg and your hands are going numb as you drag it down the road on a little set of garden wheels? How can you sing a song to distract yourself when you are already winded from hoisting a canoe over your head and hiking it up and down a 1.5-mile trail around rapids? When I can think, I mostly think about how different things would have been for the Native Americans before there were so many dams. Damn dams. I don't mind portages around falls. They generally inspire an awareness of the beauty and powerful forces of nature. But I do mind portages around dams. Rivers turn into lakes and rapids disappear. Pam, what you got going on there?
We've got a raging fire.
And how long did it take you to get that fire raging?
An hour and a half.
Oh, we can see over here that, well, maybe you can't see in the dark, but Tommy's in the dark there. He's been of really no help, but...
He wanted to paddle another 7 miles today.
So why didn't we go that other 7 miles?
Because it was rainy and cold and I was miserable. Wet.
Figured it might be less windy in the morning, huh?
Yeah. I don't mind paddling 25 miles tomorrow.
Okay, good. "4:30 a.m. We wake to a watch alarm and hear the wind in the trees and the waves on the shore. Not what you want to hear when you're about to cross the 6th biggest lake in the country by canoe. We were onto the water by 5:30 and the waves were minimal. Not bad, except we were crossing a 3-mile cove which was protecting us from the prevailing winds. Once out onto the open water, we dodged the ferries. Well, it wasn't really a close call. and sang songs to revel in our good weather fortune because the wind hadn't picked up yet. This lasted about 15 minutes, and then we were kneeling in the boats, paddling like mad and taking in water over the bow as we crashed into swells around 3 feet in height. Fortunately, the crossing was only 2 miles, and then we were able to follow the shoreline of the Hero Islands. Sounds nice and safe, but in some ways paddling near bluffs and cement walls is even more difficult because of the rebounding waves coming in all directions. After a boat bailing, foot unnumbing break, we were able to make it into a sheltered cove and onto the lee side of the islands. It was only 8:30 a.m., and we had survived the worst of it. The day became sunny, and the waves were non-existent on the eastern side of the island, a real Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde situation.
Here it is. This is our first sunny day for 2 or 3 weeks. We've been paddling in the rain, the clouds, the sun. The sun has finally come. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
We've entered the swamps of Vermont. This is
down on the bayou. This reminds me of my home. Down on the bayou in southeastern Louisiana.
this is guest paddler number 1, Julie Damzura. And here's Tommy paddling through the swamp. Here goes Tommy up the monster hill on the Missisquoi River at Highgate Falls Dam. We all have to do this in a minute. It only gets steeper the further you go.
Beautiful.
Off into the fog they go. Julie is singing the soundtrack. Where's Tommy going? I cannot see him. We are paddling upstream, in case you were wondering. And or just pulling our boats. Sometimes easier that way. There is really no way to describe the feelings of frustration that arise from paddling a boat as hard as you can, up to and sometimes through rapids, looking at the shore and watching the trees literally inch by. And the frustration of having to get out of a boat every 2 minutes to drag it through shallow areas or around trees. I think I just resigned myself to accepting the river as a hiking trail. And there was the strainer. Pam got swept into the current in the solo boat and pushed against a downed tree. I scrambled up the slope and down the tree that Pam was caught on, and Tommy paddled over and positioned himself on an upstream tree. Working together, the 3 of us were able to pull the boat off the tree, while our 3 friends who had joined us for the weekend looked on.
This is Doe Campsite. You can notice the swallows swallowing gracefully. There are many, many swallow nests
Show them the clay.
right below this bank. We'll walk closer to the edge of this 80-foot drop. Nicole, remind me not to get too close.
Don't get too close, Tommy.
Thank you. But this is the view of Vermont. Say good morning to the crowd.
Hi.
Hello. This is the clay. For fun, we slide belly first down into the clay into this landslide. This right here, this is where the weasels like to play. We saw a swimming weasel this morning. There's our boats. It's a long muddy hike up to here. Doe Campsite. Say hi, Pamela. Isn't this beautiful? Yay. Yarrow and Amy, our guests.
Numbers 2 and 3.
Our drying rack.
Quand ils sont tout neufs, qu'ils sortent de l'œuf du cocon, tous les jeunes blancs becs prennent les vieux mecs pour des cons.
In Quebec, the cows say moo. go, Nicole.
We are going upstream right now.
Upstream, circumnavigating cow fields in Quebec.
Hey, cow!
Moo.
On est con, on est con. Entre vous, plus de controverses, con caduc ou con débutant. Petit con de la dernière averse, vieux con des neiges d'antan. Petit con de la dernière.
Pam, what you doing?
Washing out diamonds
Why?
to protect from the zebra mussels
Aha.
and the muddy Missisquoi that is all over the inside of our boat.
We're here at Perkins Landing, ready to enter Lake Memphremagog. This is what we've got to do. This is Tommy paddling up the Clyde River in Vermont. Probably the toughest river that we've encountered yet. Pam and I have chose to portage our boat because it's pretty much paddleable for the both of us, and pretty nasty slippery rocks, so not so hot for lining. We've made about 3 miles progress in 6 hours. So thank you, Clyde River.
It's good the first couple days, and
First day and a half.
2 weeks it rains pretty much every day, and it got good for a little while now. It's been raining a little bit more lately again. Need water to fill the rivers, so that's how it goes.
I think that the weather gods are actually blessing our trail today because we need this water to run these rivers, so I think it's an appropriate baptism for the beginning of the Northern Forest Canoe Trail.
Hey guys, I thought we were on a canoe trip. What's this? What's going on here, Pam?
In a 1984 Chevrolet Citadel.
Citation 2. Tommy's putting in some gas money.
We borrowed a car because Nicole left the maps in somebody's back window this morning when we pitched it, and he drowned.
You guys want coffee or anything?
No, I'm good.
Now it's 11:15 and we still haven't gone paddling today. We've just been driving around in the Chevy.
That was amazing! Today we've been paddling upriver on the Ammonoosuc, which has prompted us to decide to get some poles. So Tommy is cutting a nice dead spruce tree down with the machete. And we've got to get some shoes, and then we'll be cruising up the rivers. I hope.
Pam, who has had trouble with her back pain in the past, had reached a point where it was too painful to paddle. As much as her heart was willing her to go on and finish the trail, we all knew that it would be better for her to take some time to heal. Tommy and I decided to continue our journey, now in one boat, with the knowledge that the rest of our trip would be very different and empty in a lot of ways without the third member of our trio. We parted from Pam in Stark, New Hampshire, her having completed more than half of the trail, the hardest half, and things have indeed been lonelier and a lot less chatty in the boat without her.
Hi. We're in the put-in for the south branch of the Dead River. Last couple days have been nice and sunny. So the mosquitoes are finally out, and you can see I'm a pretty popular guy among the mosquito crowd. They all want a piece of me. Can I say?
Ah, mosquitoes!
Yeah, they all want some of this. I never felt so important in my life. Just swarming everywhere. Just another day on the Northern Forest Canoe Trail. We've named this Shit Creek. So we're up Shit Creek. Lots of alder trees. But this is one of the easier sections of Shit Creek. We took a wrong turn yesterday, we think, and this is the result. Alder trees, lots of alder trees. But we'll be out of it in probably 2 hours or so. This is one of the nastiest holes I've seen this whole trip. Pretty freaky. I don't want to go in there. And probably run this rapid right down there. Wouldn't be too big of a deal. Nicole and I are going to tackle some class 2 and 3 rapids on this stretch the next couple miles because we don't want a portage, and we can handle it. Oh yeah. This is the rapid I just ran up here. Made me nervous because I didn't want to go right down into that, but it was okay. I had it under control. This is Hunter. We're at the Birches. What a cute little dog. We're getting treated well here. It's a very nice place. Here's Pamela. She came up to visit. Nicole. Bean dip. The beer. And Hunter can do some tricks for us. Hunter, come here. Come here, boy. Come here. Hunter, sit. Speak. Hunter, speak. Hunter, speak. You want this? Speak. Oh, Hunter, speak. Get it. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it. Oh.
Good dog.
Hello.
Hi.
Here we are at the Birches Resort, where we've been treated to a night in a cabin and 2 nights in a cabin. This is Pam in the hot tub.
My infection.
Tommy is riddled with an infection in the hot tub. Nicole as well, but she's keeping it clean. And all is well on the trail. Here we are at the Chesuncook Lake House. Having just eaten fudge and root beer floats, Tommy's going for a little joyride. He knows a good swing when he sees one. Oh!
This is Mud Pond Carry, 1.8 miles of this, walking through the mud. Nicole probably had a lot of weight, big food bag, her pack, I had a pack on and a canoe on my head. It was a lot of fun. So, trudged through the mud for 1.8 miles and got to these nice spots like this. And here's Mud Pond. We made it. Yay! It's kind of bright, that's why. See muddy?
My favorite thing really is just the diversity of it, like in its whole. You know, I can wake up one morning and it'll be sunny and we'll be cruising across a lake, but then later in the day it's like raining, we're going upriver, I'm seeing animals all over the place. Like every day feels like 6 to 10 days to me. I can't, the way that I look at time now is totally different. I just can't even pin down what's a minute or what's an hour. You know, you just keep moving. And I like that.
You'll always be a memory from long, long ago, drifting farther and farther from me. But like a distant star, faint and fading from afar, you still shine a light, though I won't be there to see. Cities and the towns, carrying people in their dreams, night and day. place that's safe and sound, where old memories are kept so far away. You'll always be a memory from long, long ago, drifting farther and farther from me. But like a distant star, faint and fading from afar, you still shine a light, though I won't be there to see. When the warm, gentle rain falls like tears in the dark and makes an old familiar sound that I hear, I'll travel that old road now and then in my dreams when the ache in my heart takes me there. I'll travel that old road now and then in my dreams when the ache in my heart takes me there, when the ache in my heart takes me there.